Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to The Bachelor latest news. The Bachelor Season 29's Juliana Pasquarosa, who won Grant Ellis' heart on the show, has been struggling to handle the post-season with grace, leaving me finding it difficult to watch her establishing her newly public persona. Juliana, who appeared on The Bachelor Season 29 alongside a large cast of women in the hopes to connect with Grant, has been opening up about her experience now that the season's come to an end. While Grant had connections with several of the women on the show, his relationship with Juliana took precedence and wound up the focal point of the season. Juliana, a Massachusetts native who works as a client service associate and seems to be starting her own clothing brand, has been outspoken about her time on The Bachelor and with the cast in its aftermath. While Grant, who originally appeared on The Bachelorette Season 21 before becoming The Bachelor, has been happily supporting Juliana in the post-season, her consistent defense of her new fiancé is what's getting her in the most trouble online. During the Life After show of The Bachelor Season 29, Grant was called out by his runner-up, Licia Gare, for his behavior on and off-screen. Although Grant has been upfront about wanting to find love, the way he went about it on The Bachelor Season 29 seemed counterintuitive to actually finding a relationship. Building connections with the women of the season only to invest minimal time in trying to get to know them, and ultimately finding himself tasked with choosing someone to spend the rest of his life with after just a few weeks of getting to know them. While this works for some Bachelor leads, Grant is a more reserved guy who clearly had a difficult time letting the women of the season down. As the season progressed, Grant's choices surrounding who he would wind up with in the end became more obvious. With Juliana and Licia as his final picks, Grant struggled with his final decision on screen, but picked Juliana over Licia after making it seem like he'd be choosing differently. Juliana and Grant's connection was clear from early on in the season, but as The Bachelor Season 29 came to a close, Juliana felt protective over her romance in a way that pushed her to lash out against other cast members, and left me feeling off about her poor behavior. Although Grant and Juliana have been opening up about their relationship in a way that's similar to The Bachelor Season 28's Joey Graziadei and Kelsey Anderson, I'm feeling like the way they've been sharing has been more performative than authentic. Juliana has spent the majority of The Bachelor season sharing more about her time on the show online, but has also been doing a bit of trolling with fans of the show. Playing into the drama as much as possible, Juliana has been ignoring the fact that her behavior is being watched closely by Bachelor Nation after the finale. Reality TV is more popular than ever. With so many to choose from, here are some of the best reality TV shows to stream or watch right now. While Juliana and Grant have been open about what they've been doing and what their future holds, it's been clear that Juliana is flaunting what she has with Grant to show off, rather than to simply update Bachelor Nation. Juliana's behavior with Grant after the show's finale has been concerning, as it feels like she's trying to prove that she was the right pick for Grant to Bachelor Nation, rather than simply sharing that she's happy in her relationship. Flaunting for other Bachelor contestants and the viewers, Juliana hasn't been a relatable figure after The Bachelor Season 29's tough finale. After The Bachelor Season 29, it was clear Licia's powerful appearance during the live finale was something that resonated with viewers. Grant and Licia's connection throughout the season was strong, and it was speculated that she would be his final pick by the end of the season. With the way Grant spoke to Licia, the affection he showed her, and the promises he made her, viewers felt confident they'd figured out his final choice. So many were thrown for a loop when he chose to send Licia home. Licia was also taken aback and let Grant know how she felt. While Licia was open about the fact that Grant hurt her, She also questioned the idea that he was open to choosing Juliana after all the things he'd said to her, explaining that she was confused how he could feel quite so connected to the Massachusetts native when he'd told her he loved her and made it seem like they'd be getting engaged. Licia didn't hold back when telling Grant how hurt she'd been. While Juliana stayed quiet at first, she's been calling her out on social media recently, making it seem like Licia did something wrong to speak up. As Juliana has moved through the post-season, it's clear that she's not happy with the way she's being publicly perceived, especially after drama with her former Bachelor castmates. In recent posts, she's been open about the fact that she's struggling despite being in a happy place with Grant now that they're able to publicly share their relationship. While Juliana's focused on her relationship with Grant in her Instagram posts, there have been story posts and TikToks that she's shared that have showed her true colors to Bachelor Nation. Juliana's always had an edge, but her attitude has seemed overwhelming post-Bachelor. While Grant and Juliana appear to be happy together, Bachelor Nation isn't happy with the way she's been presenting herself after the show had viewers rooting for her to be his final choice. Seeing Juliana ignoring the issues her fellow castmates have shared and struggling to see Licia's side has made it clear that she's more focused on herself than the bigger picture of the show. Rather than trying to empathize with others, Juliana has been focused on the fact that people are somewhat more upset about Grant's treatment of Licia than happy about her newly public engagement to Grant. Although Juliana has been open about the fact that she would have been happy to move forward with or without Grant after The Bachelor, she's also been clear that she won the season with her new fiancé. While Juliana has gotten some backlash for the way she's talked about her relationship with Grant online and in interviews, it's clear that she feels confident in her relationship post-show. Taking the mentality that The Bachelor is a competition show, however, isn't sitting well with a lot of Bachelor Nation fans who are struggling to support the mentality Grant's new fiancé seems to have. While Juliana may simply be trying to navigate the issues she's facing in having a public relationship, the public has been seeing the way she's talking about Grant and their relationship. Going into the postseason with the idea that she won the show, Juliana's making it seem like she was looking at building a connection with Grant more like a competition than a journey to the next chapter of her life. While it doesn't cheapen their relationship, the way Juliana's framing her time on The Bachelor and her relationship with Grant has made some feel she's using him for clout. After The Bachelor Season 29 finale, Grant and Juliana opened up about their plans for the future. While the pair aren't from the same area, they shared that they'd be moving in together to build their connection and start their lives. But Bachelor Nation was shocked to find out more about their plans. Grant, who's originally from New Jersey and works as a day trader, shared that he'd be moving to Juliana's area, as the couple would be getting a place together in Boston. While it wasn't necessarily shocking that the couple were moving in, hearing their plans was surprising. Juliana, who currently lives in a suburb of Boston, will be heading to the city with Grant, but she's ensuring that he's coming to her area. While the couple likely discussed the idea of other places, the fact that Juliana is bringing Grant into her space is interesting, especially knowing that he's been living elsewhere. The couple moving to Boston is good for their future. But after Juliana discussed not wanting to move to Los Angeles on her TikTok, it feels possible that she pressured Grant to come into her space for ease and comfort, rather than exploring something new. Although there's truly no way to know how Juliana feels outside of her public-facing persona, it's clear that she's having a tough time accepting people being critical of her and her relationship with Grant. Juliana's focused on Grant in a way that feels difficult for the connection she shares with other women, especially those who shared the screen on The Bachelor with her. Taking into consideration the attitude she has toward winning the season, and the fact that she's called out other contestants despite having come out of the show with a fiancé and a future. Juliana's mindset is difficult. Although Juliana and Grant have been reaching new milestones together, Juliana's attitude towards others has taken away from her public perception, making her seem like not only did she get the guy, but she's not happy about it in the way she expected. Now, with Grant moving in with her in Boston, Juliana's continued harsh words for her fellow Bachelor castmates like Licia have left a sour taste for her from Bachelor Nation. Presenting as more of a guy's girl than a girl's girl, the Bachelor star may consider taking a step back to reflect. The Bachelor Season 29 contestant Carolina Sofia has called out leading man Grant Ellis for being reckless with the women's feelings, and she's exposing what she thinks he's really like. Carolina and Grant formed a deep connection when they first met during the premiere of The Bachelor Season 29, but her drama with the other women overshadowed her relationship with him. Carolina and Grant seemed to be building a strong foundation, so it was shocking when he sent her home right before her hometown dates. Grant made so many mistakes that some questioned if the producers should have cast him. In the second half of a two-part interview on the Bachelor Happy Hour podcast, Carolina revealed that Grant said things to her and some of the other contestants that she thought were reckless. Carolina shared that Grant had told her that he wanted to move forward with her, but after he said goodbye to her, she thought that Grant would choose runner-up Licia Gare instead of winner Juliana Pasquarosa because of the things that he'd said to Licia throughout the season. Carolina explained, "I thought it was gonna be Licia because I knew that he had said the most to me and Licia." Licia's story about how he had already said that it was her. What she mentioned, "I had already heard that too." Carolina was referring to when Licia claimed that, the night before he proposed to Juliana, Grant had said that he wanted to get engaged to Licia. Carolina went on to say, "I was delusional enough to think the whole time it was either me or Licia, because I knew that we had gotten the most reassurance, or from what I had heard. And when she got that other one-on-one, I thought it was gonna be her, but it's like part of me is shocked, but part of me isn't because Grant kept saying all these things to everyone, and he was reckless." Carolina then revealed that she and Licia asked Grant to stop giving them reassurance and to tone it down. She said, "And both me and Licia at least. I don't know if anyone else tried to bring this up to him, but we asked him to tone it down, and he kept going and giving that reassurance. So, I don't know. I don't know what goes through that guy's mind." Carolina added, "Every question that I had about him, he proved me right. And so it sucks that that makes me the bad guy." Carolina also responded to people who insist that making promises to different women is just part of The Bachelor. She said, "And people are like, you know what you signed up for." No, I signed up to date the guy. I didn't sign up for him to make me promises that he couldn't keep. And that's what made me spiral. And that's what made me question everything." Carolina then contrasted Grant with The Bachelor Season 28 star Joey Graziadei, whose runner-up Daisy Kent self-eliminated at the final rose ceremony because he made it so clear that he was going to choose Kelsey Anderson. She said, "Look at someone like Joey. Daisy could tell the day before she went home that she was going home. He wasn't telling her, 'Can't wait to propose to you tomorrow.'" Carolina continued, "So when I go on my first date with you, and you're making it seem like it's me, and then I still have to go through all of this and watch you break your promises over and over and over again." And I kept telling him, "My biggest thing is I hate when people overpromise and underdeliver when they could just shut the **** up." And he laughed. And I was like, "Just stop making promises that you can't keep." Carolina also shared that she and Licia asked Grant to stop making promises. She said, "Clearly me and Licia both told him to please stop, and he kept doing it. I don't know if he just genuinely felt it in the moment. I don't think he's a terrible person, but I just think he was really irresponsible. To be the Bachelor, you have to have a backbone, and you have to stand your ground, and you have to, 1, not let yourself be easily influenced by other people, and 2, know that your words have meaning." In addition, Carolina revealed that during their one-on-one date, she joked with Grant, asking if they were about to pull Claire Crawley here, because he was so reassuring. Claire ended The Bachelorette season 16 early because she was so sure that Dale Moss was the one for her. Carolina insisted that the right way to be the Bachelor is to keep an open mind, and you shouldn't really know until the end who it is, because who you like today might change tomorrow. Carolina continued, "If you were the Bachelor and you're like, I knew from day one that it was going to be her, then, in my mind, you weren't a good person. Because if I was in that position, and I was so sure about someone so early, then I would just have to cut the show. Morally, ethically, that's the only way that I could have ever done it." Carolina added, "Leading people on for the sake of TV to me is insane and cruel, and I could never do it. And I don't respect people who can do that either. I think he has the right to change his mind as the Bachelor, and that's fine. He just shouldn't have said what he said." It's shocking and eye-opening that Grant was allegedly making the same sorts of promises to Carolina that Licia claimed that he made to her. Although Grant has said that he didn't mislead Licia because he didn't make her any promises, Carolina's revelations seem to mean that he might not have realized the weight of his words. Grant had another issue during the season when he told Rose Samk that he was thinking about her while he was dancing, which she misconstrued to mean that his mind was on her when he was dancing with Carolina. This means that Grant should have been more careful with his words. Hopefully, moving forward, future Bachelors will learn from Grant's mistakes, because it's disappointing to hear that both Carolina and Licia were hurt by the fact that Grant made them think that they could be the one for him. It's also interesting to wonder what his fiancée, Juliana, thinks about all of this. I agree with Carolina that Grant needed to tone things down during The Bachelor season 29. I was shocked by how loving he was towards Licia, but then how he switched and chose Juliana in the end. Although editing could be partly to blame, Grant did tell Licia that he loved her, and he did say that he was thinking about ending the show early and leaving with her after their fantasy suite date. To hear that Carolina joked that he might do the same thing with her is disappointing. I think that Grant is in love with love, and while his feelings for Juliana are real, he got caught up in moments with the other women as well. It's sad that Carolina and Licia are now being made out to be villains because of their reactions to Grant's broken promises. Hopefully, both Carolina and Licia will find the love that they're searching for, either on Bachelor in Paradise season 10, or even better, as the lead of a future season of The Bachelorette. This gossip is over. If you like the video, then give your opinion in the comment box, and stay with us by subscribing the channel. Thank you.